Some sessions are lost before the first candle closes. You sit down, the charts load, and within 10 minutes, you've taken a trade you can't explain. Everyone blames the trade, but rewind the tape, and the mistake didn't start at the entry. It started before the platform opened, at the kitchen table, in a short night's sleep, in a hurry you carried to the desk. Here's the strange part. You checked everything this morning. The calendar, yesterday's levels, the news. Every instrument on the desk got inspected, except the one making all the decisions. And the state you sit down with is almost impossible to see from the inside because it doesn't feel like a state. It just feels like how things are. Tired doesn't announce itself. It quietly edits your plan. Last workout, we trained the emergency brake, the 4-2-6 interrupt, for the moment your hand is already moving. Today, we move earlier in the timeline, before the session, before the first chart. Because the best time to catch what you're carrying is before the market starts playing with it. Welcome back to the ComLucro channel. This is your psychology mindset workout for traders. And today's workout is the pre-trade emotional check-in. A short scan you run before the session starts, so you know exactly what you're bringing to the desk. The drill has a name and a number, the 90-second pre-flight. Think about how a pilot starts a flight. Not by trusting how the plane feels, by walking a checklist, every time, even when everything looks fine. That's the spirit here. And notice what the check is for. Denise Scholl makes this the core of market mind games. Emotion isn't noise to eliminate, it's information to read. The check-in doesn't exist to make you calm, it exists to make you informed. And you need a deliberate scan, because states don't distort loudly, they distort quietly. A rough morning doesn't make you trade wildly, it makes waiting feel a little more expensive. Daniel Goleman built emotional intelligence around exactly this. His argument, back in 1995, was that noticing your own state is the foundation skill all the others stand on. Without that noticing, the distortion works in the dark. You can't correct for a bias you haven't seen. And let me be honest about the scope. The check-in won't fix a bad state. Repairing it is a different tool, later in this series. What it does is smaller and more valuable. It tells you what you're working with, while you can still decide what to do about it. The price is 90 seconds. 5 moves, 1 honest answer. So, if this kind of content helps you, take a second to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so the next lessons reach you the moment they go live. And feel free to share in the comments which topics you would like us to explore in future videos. And if you want to support the channel on a deeper level, consider becoming a member to unlock exclusive content and help keep these lessons coming. You'll also find links to our trusted partners in the description below. Using them costs you nothing, and it directly helps the channel keep producing free educational content like this. Let's walk the steps. Step 1 is the ground stop. Before the platform opens, dark screen, not minimized, dark. Sit down, feet flat on the floor, and start a timer for 90 seconds. The order matters more than it looks. Once candles are moving, the market decides what you pay attention to and how you feel about it. This scan only works while the desk is still yours. Step 2 is the scan. 3 checkpoints, 10 seconds each. Your jaw, clenched or loose. Your shoulders, up near your ears or hanging. Your breath, high and shallow in the chest or low and slow. You're not fixing anything, and that matters. This is a reading, not a repair. Whatever you find, you note it and move to the next checkpoint. Step 3, give it one word and write that word down. Rushed, flat, sharp, angry, fine. One word on paper. It looks too simple to matter, and it's the step with the strongest science behind it. In 2007, UCLA researchers led by Matthew Lieberman put people in a brain scanner and found that simply putting a feeling into words lowered the amygdala's response and brought the prefrontal cortex online. Naming turns a state from the driver into data. Step 4 is one question. Did this come from the market or from life? Yesterday's losing trade is market. The argument, the bad night, the morning that ran late, that's life. It matters because imported states are the sneakiest ones. They have nothing to do with price, and they'll still change how much risk feels acceptable in the first hour. Step 5. Set the gate. 3 colors decided now before the first chart. Green, you're clear. Trade the plan as written. Yellow, something's off. You watch for the first 20 minutes before any order. No exceptions. Red, you're compromised. Today is a no session day, and that decision counts as discipline, not weakness. And if you're asking what a shaky state should do to your position size, that answer belongs to your risk plan, not to this workout. Then the last move. Write the top line of your journal. Date, your one word, your color. 10 seconds. It feels like nothing, but in a few weeks, those top lines become something no course can sell you. A record of which version of you showed up, right next to what that version did. To be clear, the goal is not a perfect state. Kelly McGonigal wrote the upside of stress around a finding most traders never hear. How you interpret arousal changes what it does to you. A little activation, named and owned, can sharpen you. The same activation, unexamined, runs the session. That's why the law of this workout is short. Check the trader before the chart. And keep this drill separate from its neighbors, because they sound alike and they're not. The 4-2-6 interrupt is an emergency break, measured in seconds, for the moment an impulse is already moving your hand. The reset protocol, later in the series, rebuilds you after activation has already happened. And further ahead, we'll train calibration, turning the same scan into a number. Today's tool runs once, before the session, every session. Now let's make it real. Imagine the 10 minutes before your session. There was an argument at home. Nothing dramatic, but your coffee went cold while you defended yourself. And now you're at the desk, carrying a charge that has nothing to do with the market. Run the pre-flight. Jaw tight, breath high. One word. Angry. Source? Life. Gate? Red. You close the laptop. That red is the best trade you don't take this week. Here's a quieter one. You slept 5 hours and nothing feels wrong. That's the trap. Fatigue doesn't feel like an emotion. It feels like nothing. But run the scan and it shows. Shoulders fine, breath fine. And the one word that comes is foggy. Fog is exactly the state that lets plan details slip. The confirmation you skip, the level you round. Gate, yellow. 20 minutes of watching before the first order. Not punishment, protection. So how do you practice this starting today? Run the pre-flight before every session this week, especially the days you feel fine. Fine is the least examined state in trading. Most days the scan will confirm it, you'll write green, and you've spent 90 seconds. But the one morning it catches something, it pays for every green day of the month. Your exercise for this week is simple. 5 sessions, 5 top lines. Date, one word, one color. On Friday, put those 5 lines next to your trading notes and ask one question. Did the color predict the behavior? For most traders, the answer jumps off the page. And once you've seen it in your own notebook, you'll never skip the 90 seconds again. Over time, this drill changes something subtle. Your state stops being a surprise you discover mid-session and becomes a fact you knew at the door. Next workout, we step inside the session itself, mapping the specific triggers that set you off while you trade. Stay focused, stay steady, and I'll see you in the next workout. So, trader, if this video brought you more clarity, like it, subscribe, and turn on notifications so the next lessons reach you. And tell me in the comments what you want me to cover next. And if you want to go deeper, you can become a member of the ComLucro trader community right here on YouTube. It unlocks exclusive content, early access, and extra tools for your development, while directly supporting the channel. You'll also find our trusted partners linked in the description. Using those links costs you nothing and helps us keep producing this kind of educational content. And remember, the mission of the ComLucro channel is simple. We help traders build clarity, confidence, and structure, so every decision is made with discipline and intention. Here you'll find complete courses built as a true trading masterclass. Liquidity, market structure, higher time frame analysis, and supply and demand. Always focused on reading price and executing with a professional mindset. We also cover trading psychology, risk management, and long-term consistency. because trading isn't just about charts. It's about mindset, discipline, and execution over time. Our main courses include smart money concepts, ICT, technical analysis, trading psychology, and Wyckoff. Alongside that, we share insights from respected traders whose work helps you understand how markets really behave. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.